Good morning, folks. I don't know how much you can see if my male pattern baldness bald spot gets in the way. You might want to just avoid that. It's not good. It's not a happy thing. Being old, I'm scratchy. I'm going to get myself an adult beverage. And by adult beverage, I mean a thing you gotta drink when you're an adult and maybe you're not doing so good. I got a Pepsi Zero Sugar with mango. Okay. Before us, we have a Olympia. It's an SG-1, and I haven't used it for a couple of years. I'm assuming it still types. You never know. I got this at an antique shop in Lufkin, and this is actually from Wordlaw Business Machine Company, Nacogdoches, Texas. Now these are German typewriters, and they're precision machines. Just beautiful, but heavy as hell. If I had sent off for this through the eBay, something like that, I couldn't tell you what condition it might have arrived in. And as someone who has too many typewriters, don't know how many I have, to be honest. So many. It's a shame, is what it is. But you got all these typewriters, and I have ordered from the eBay, and I know the heartbreak of opening a box of a machine that has operated correctly for the last 75 or 80 years, and some douche working for the UPS is having a bad day, or is just doesn't know how to do their job properly. It happens every day. I go on the Facebook, and I see the people in the typewriter group with the typewriters, and I see the heartbreaking stories every day, and I don't want none of that. Don't want it. So I've essentially stopped buying typewriters, more because I have enough, and because I don't want another destroyed machine. This typewriter, I don't have a year make on it. I ran the serial number one time through the typewriter database, and I think it's a 1953. I could be wrong on that. And this thing has all the special features, more than I can even remember. So many things. And this is not a typewriter that came in a case. This is a typewriter that is meant to be in your office or in your house, and it's not supposed to move around ever. That's because it weighs 45 pounds. That's why. So you don't want it to move around. Now it's got all these features, but there's one important feature that you need to know about, and it's totally a righteous feature that it'll set you free, is what it'll do. It's so good. All right. The paper. I just use regular copy paper, because typing paper is expensive, and hell, I don't even know if this ribbon has ink, because I honestly have not used it for a number of years. The margin settings here, it has been a couple of years since I've touched this thing, so I'm trying to remember everything good on it. And it's like a tank, and it's huge, and it's loud, because I did a look, and there's some buffering stuff in there that's kind of deteriorating. It's kind of ugly. I don't want to show you that. Okay, big super feature on this Olympia typewriter, and that few others have. Okay, and you can enjoy this feature. Assuming I can do this, okay. Let's just do the one piece of paper to start with. Let's not be greedy. Okay, you just got your you got your paper here. Like you're gonna roll it. Yeah, like you're gonna roll it in, but you don't roll it in because this thing here, assuming it still works, is the best reason to own one of these typewriters. Okay, this is the 2 words paper injector. You don't just roll it in. You got this baby, that bad boy right there. Of course, it could be in the wrong place, but it doesn't really matter, because this is just a test. And man, this thing is dirty. I need to clean it up. But look, this thing is about the dirty, delinquent old typewriters that I don't use anymore. And that's the fun and the joy of it. Let me tell you, sound scratchy, sound bad, late at night. The truth of the matter is, this is the first night off I've had. I mean, literally, the first full day off I've had in 4 weeks. 4 weeks. 4. And I'm probably going to have to go back to work tomorrow, but we'll deal with that tomorrow. I should put this in a place of honor. Okay, and we'll try to type some. And I'm not wearing my reading glasses, so we're just going to have to guess that I'm got the right letters here. Of course, my famous phrase, brown. You hear that? You hear the loudness? It's because the foam padding or whatever in there is deteriorated, and it's no good. It's no bueno. Jumps over the slow. You remember I added slow. Hear that? Yeah. This thing is just massive, man. This thing. This Olympia. And this is a typewriter that is convinced that it is a piece of military machinery. Let's see if we can see that. See, I can't even see it. For all I know, it's not even in front of the camera. This, the new steady thing here. It's the, I don't want to tell you the tricks of the trade, or the secrets of the underground, of the studio life. But, it's an iPhone. So it's an old school iPhone that I no longer use because I thought it was dead. So I switched over to an well, I guess Samsung Galaxy, like a cheap one, right? And then it turns out, well, I just have the iPhone plugged into an irresponsible, illegal bootleg charger. Okay, and after a while of doing that, Apple has it in there somehow that you can't use a charger that's not theirs. I mean, you can get away with it a couple of times, but eventually it's going to self-destruct, and that's the fun thing about that. Apple knows what you're doing, and they try to screw you over. Well, you know who else they try to screw over? My buddy Teddy K. You know, he had a plan. I'm not saying it was right, not saying it was wrong. I'm just saying, what an interesting guy with some interesting ideas. You know, something amusing, perhaps. When I Okay, this has been about 3 weeks since I did an episode of this, right? Okay, so I posted on the Facebook. They have a typewriter forum, right? Antique typewriter collectors. I'll link to the video. Try to get people to watch it on the YouTube, and I instantly got a like from a dude who was he's a nice guy. Seemed like a nice guy, and a regular there. And he's like a check mark. And then I think he probably went and watched the video, and I think that I'm trying to build bombs out of typewriters or something, which I'm not really trying to do. Not really. I think I paid $25 for this at that antique place in Lufkin, Texas, and was at Main Street Antiques. Now was it Main Street? No, Heritage Antiques, because they have a second floor. All right, and you gotta walk up your steps, and all the typewriters up there. So this thing's weighing like 45 pounds, but I had to bring it downstairs to even pay for it. These days they keep most of their typewriters, if they have any, they'll keep them on the bottom floor. And I haven't been in there in a while, partly because I'm not looking for a typewriter, and another thing is I just haven't had time because I've been working so much. There is some competition though. There's another dude that goes in there and buys typewriters because I saw him, because I was in there looking at a Royal this Model O typewriter, a beautiful typewriter. It was out of my price range. They wanted like $100 for it, and I already had one. And I was looking at it, and this dude is like, he just comes up and just picks it up, and I'm like, it's a good looking typewriter, right? And so he buys it. He lets me take a picture of it right before he buys it. He lets me. So I thank him for that. He may be watching this video, or he may not. Something bad might have happened to him and his typewriter. All right, let's hope not. I don't want any viruses being spread. What's going on here? Something... I didn't notice this. Looks like it's coming to an end. No, that's good. That's good. Again, I haven't spent a lot of time with these typewriters because I'm busy. I'm trying to pretend to be a writer who uses a word processor instead of a typewriter because I'm very impatient. I enjoy them. This is number 2 in my series of typewriters, and this thing is great. And there's a lot of other features on here that I frankly cannot remember. You got your tab sets, clears here. This has, no, it doesn't have a number 1. It's a little old for that. But a lot of the office equipment later on will get the number 1. And the number 1 was a typewriter having a number 1 in the 1960s was a feature of a novella I wrote about a zombie private detective trying to prevent the Kennedy assassination. It's a long story, and it's still in print. If you go and look up Spider McGee on the Amazon, there is a which one? It's in one of my collections. Buy all my collections in ebook form to make sure you get the right one. And it is called, what is that story called? The Medulla Oblongata Affair, I believe, is the name of that story. I'm really tired. Can you tell? Okay. Well, this then will be the thing.
actually cut this video off before I fall asleep on this typewriter and bash my brilliant little skull. Faithfully submitted this early morning, April 8th, 2021. It's me, looking at an old typewriter. Thank you much, and buenos nachos.